I feel like TikTok pretty is not the same as real life pretty.
I'm talking about a very specific type of pretty that comes with a very specific type of privilege that I do not have.
I feel like there's such a big standard between what's considered TikTok pretty and what goes viral on TikTok in terms of your looks as a woman.
There's such a big difference between TikTok pretty and normal pretty, and I'm really worried for the young girls growing up in this digital age and how that's going to affect their self-esteem.
I think at this point we can all agree there's a certain standard of beauty that you have to have in order to get on society's good side. Sure, you can meet the standards of what you think is pretty, but I've learned that in this life, to get what you want is to essentially adhere to what the world wants. I know we all know what TikTok is, right? You know, that one app that became the most downloaded app in the world at one point. And for the most part, whenever it was gaining popularity, it was during the pandemic. So it was filled with people making dance videos, relatability TikToks, comedy skits. I mean, it was basically just made for entertainment. But now on TikTok, the entertainment form is a pretty girl with a pretty face. And this whole scenario of, women just standing there looking pretty has been a concept for decades, but TikTok has taken it to a whole new level. Every single time I scroll on TikTok, all I will see is literally a girl just standing there looking pretty. And that's it. Or they're half-ass singing to a lip syncing video, which I might add is so cringe and it's not even accurate half of the time. Their mouths don't sync up with the music that they're trying to sing, and it gets on my nerves so much. But the views that these girls are getting are insane. Thousands and thousands and millions of views on every single video, and all they're doing is standing there looking beautiful. What the hell is going on here? So I'm asking myself, why are these girls so popular, and what are they doing that the rest of us are not doing? So I started digging and I found this concept called TikTok pretty. Urban Dictionary says if someone is considered to be TikTok pretty, it basically means that they have surpassed the regular societal beauty standards and are just indescribably pretty. People who are TikTok pretty have a clean look to them and just seem so perfect. If you get called TikTok pretty, this means you are an 11 out of 10. People who are TikTok pretty have the ability to stand in front of the camera, flip their hair and wink and then blow up and go viral. It's crazy because I always thought that having pretty privilege was the holy grail of society standards. If you had pretty privilege, I thought that you could dominate any social media platform. But having pretty privilege and simply just being pretty by itself just isn't enough for TikTok. TikTok is a space where it is essentially survival of the prettiest. Which, think about that. Having the real life pretty privilege isn't even enough anymore. Do you see how insane these societal standards are getting? Because pretty privilege itself is so hard to attain. So the fact that now that's not even enough, I don't think people understand how insane this is, and that it's just gonna get worse and worse and worse. It blows my mind, and I cannot even wrap my head around this whole ordeal. Being TikTok pretty is one of the only ways that you can become TikTok famous. And so that's why you have these girls just making these videos of them showcasing their TikTok prettiness. I don't know about you guys, but I always wondered why I never see people that I see on TikTok looking that good in real life, in person. And apparently one of the biggest reasons why is because of these TikTok filters that these women and girls are using.
So this is what I would call TikTok pretty. This is what I look like when I post TikTok videos, because this is what people like. This is how videos get views when I look like this. And then this is what I actually look. So this filter is just makeup. So if I wear makeup, this is what I look like. I don't look like the prior when I wear makeup. The prior is just a filter to make me look TikTok pretty. Let's call this normal pretty, but I can't get myself to post a video like this because people on TikTok don't find this this isn't TikTok pretty. I am so worried for young girls who grow up with these filters. I grew up with Snapchat filters, and those fucked me up enough. I had a reliance on Snapchat filters. Those fucked me up enough. Imagining growing up with these filters that actually look real and change your face shape and change just how you look completely is terrifying. I don't want to post videos where I look like this because I know it's not going to get the engagement. Whereas if I looked like this, because this is TikTok pretty and this is but this is so unrealistic. This isn't what I look like.
And it has always came down down to the filters. I have yet to see a woman with millions of followers that has never used a TikTok filter before. On TikTok, there's really no reason to get cosmetic procedures because a filter is going to do that for you. It will raise your cheekbones and make your nose smaller. These TikTok filters are even changing your facial structure. I'll be using a filter on TikTok and my entire face has been morphed and changed into like a whole new face. And not only are these filters changing your appearance, there are also filters that will tell you what percentage of ugly you are. Or there's a TikTok filter that will tell you based upon the month you're born in, are you like pretty enough to be in a relationship? It's just wild stuff that is just so insane. And people are actually believing this. They're using these filters and letting it dictate how they live and perceive their lives. And I can't even imagine how so many of these younger impressionable children are dealing with these filters, because obviously whenever you're young you can't really decipher on what is real and fake on the internet. Because I remember when I was younger, if there was something online I believed it. So I can't imagine how these filters are affecting these younger people. And then you have TikToks that people make that tell you how pretty you are or what type of pretty you are. Are you bunny pretty, fox pretty, your eyes are shaped this way or that way, so that means you're siren pretty. And then if you don't like the type of pretty you are, there are TikToks that people make that will teach you how to change your certain type of pretty. It's insane. This culture is beyond disturbing. We're letting an app control every aspect of our lives when it comes to beauty. And then when people are uploading these TikToks, it's not just their face that they're changing. We now have the power to edit and morph bodies in video form. All you have to do is take a video of yourself and upload it to a video editing software, and you can change how small your waist is or how big it is, or make your boobs bigger, or chisel your jawline out. Anything that you want to change about your body, you can change it now with the push of a button. You have the power to create this false reality and become whoever it is you want. If I had to show you one TikTok that perfectly describes TikTok pretty, it would be that one TikTok that Leah Halton made. It had close to 1 billion views just on that video. It's beyond crazy. And in this video, she's perfect. The perfect hair, the perfect makeup. She is a definition of TikTok pretty. And that TikTok she made isn't the only TikTok she has on her page that has done extremely well. If you go on her page, literally every single TikTok she has millions and millions of views. I cannot believe this. And all her videos are the same. Looking pretty in front of the camera, playing with her hair, doing her makeup, or lip syncing to a video. And that's it. Like I said earlier, she's just standing there putting makeup on or just looking pretty, and then she gets success from it. And there are so many women and girls that have skyrocketed their career from just dancing on TikTok or lip syncing to a video. And it's very interesting because basically every single one of these people that have started their career on TikTok are all one ethnicity. Addison Rae, Charli D'Amelio, Nessa Barrett, the list goes on. I'm starting to see that there's a trend happening here. The odds of me becoming a TikTok star are very slim to none because I'm not white. Am I saying that there's absolutely no way I can become TikTok famous? No, but the odds just definitely are not in my favor. Let's be real here.
TikTok seems to cater to a certain demographic and a certain type of aesthetic more so than others. There are so many beautiful, talented Black women, dark-skinned Black women who do such an amazing job with their content, and their content is not really getting the type of visibility that it deserves. People in general gravitate toward certain aesthetics. People, especially women, who they deem more conventionally attractive. Meaning when they see these types of beauties on the For You page, they're more inclined to interact with their content, follow them, in turn helping them build their platforms and get their content seen.
I think we're all aware that this world favors people who have a lighter complexion than people like me, and TikTok is no exception to that. Am I knocking people who are TikTok pretty and become famous? No, you do what you have to do for success. If you have to stand there and look pretty and to get paid, then so be it. My whole point is I'm just pointing out that this whole ordeal is insane, and I never imagined it to become and get this far. It's wild. And so of course all these people want to be TikTok pretty, and this is a contributing factor as to why so many people are getting so much plastic surgery to help them achieve that TikTok look as much as possible. Everything on TikTok TikTok is just a beauty competition now. It's all about who can get the most likes, who can find the best filter to make them look the best. And now everyone's trying to bring the TikTok pretty look out of TikTok. But since being TikTok pretty is just online and it's like a made-up concept, a lot of people's cosmetic procedures are just leaving them botched and it's just not looking good. And might I add, this is all pertaining to women. But is it really a shock that this is all about basically women? Because, you know, women have this incessant need to pick apart their bodies and make beauty this impossible competition to follow. It's also a combination of society pushing this notion on us of like all these trends we have to follow in order to be accepted and to feel like we matter. And we have to look like this or that to be the best. And do you have to be white and be a TikTok star to be famous? No. You obviously can make a name for yourself without checking the boxes of what TikTok or society wants. But for the most part, that is how it is. And that's just how the world works. And will it change or ever get better? I mean, I can sit here and be like, yeah, it's gonna get better. And like, we just have to believe in ourselves and like cupcakes and sprinkles and rainbows. But like, that's just not reality. And it's probably gonna get worse. You'll probably see me next week talking about some other different horrible trend that's, you know, resurfaced or has been created. And it is what it is. There's only so much you can do. I think the biggest thing that is helping us is just being aware of how bad society has gotten. If you have made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for sticking to the end. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up and leave comments down below. And of course, I'll be back next week for my next video. Bye guys.